Alright, new day. I'm sorry for the air conditioning going in the back. Can't really stop that. But today we're doing lights. So I have all of my lights and I have them marked up. I got these as my side markers. And then those are amber for the front. These are for the fenders. And then same thing but red for the back. And then I got brand new of these ones. I just put those in. And then this will be my middle light that goes in the middle right there. So I just have to drill all the holes and wire it all up. It should be pretty simple. The problem is drilling through that 1/4 inch thing of metal, which will be pretty tricky, but I'm gonna make a template here for all of them so they're all going in the same spot and I know where to drill the holes and they're all correct and everything goes smoothly. So I'm gonna get started on that. I'm gonna have to go to the store, buy some self-tappers to go into the metal, and then we should be good. It's pretty simple. I'm assuming it's gonna take a little bit of time just because I'm not used to wiring stuff, but yeah, it'll be a good learning experience because I'm not an electrician, and so I want to learn that, obviously. So let's get started. Okay, so I've got these lights here, and they're gonna go right here. You can see where the old ones were, and then the angle iron went over it. So we're gonna put these here. I made a little template, so that matches up with these holes. And basically, I'm just gonna line the template up, mark it with a drill bit, and then I've got these self-tappers here to go through the metal. So I'm gonna drill a small hole just for the self-tapper to get into so it doesn't have to go through the whole thick piece of 1/4 inch. And hopefully that should work, and I'll do that to all of them, and we'll be done. And then we can get to actually wiring it and make sure it all works and hooks up to my truck and all that. Alright, first one's done. It's taking a while to drill through this. It's just really tedious, but there's my 2 self-tappers, and then the hole for the wire is right in there, going through the other side. You can see where the wire is, and then there's the hole for the self-tappers. I had to drill twice because the first time I was drilling with the too small of a drill bit, so the self-tapper just broke off and I couldn't drill through that self-tapper. It was too hard. So just keep that in mind if you're gonna do this to your own trailer. The hole that you're drilling needs to be just smaller than the threads. So it needs to be the diameter of that inside thing. If it would not have threads, it needs to be that diameter. So now I've just got to do this to 5 other ones. I don't know if I'll get it done tonight. We'll see. It's gonna take a while. And so yeah, I'll keep y'all updated. We're back. This trailer is giving me problems. I've been filming it because I've been really frustrated with it, but it's hard to drill through this metal. It's a 1/4 inch thick, and then plus you have to go through the actual trailer, which is about another 1/8, maybe 3/8. And the drill bits don't like it. I've broken 2. Broke one yesterday, went to the store, paid $5 for another one, and broke that one instantly, just right as I went to do it. So I'm having to figure out another plan. I'll show you where it breaks off. Oh, and I'll drill the hole all the way through, and then I'll put my self-tapper in, and the self-tapper will break. So, and you can't drill through the self-tapper because it's harder than this big piece of steel. So that means that I have to create 3 new holes and do it all over again. So I'm not having a lot of fun with this. I'll show you here. So self-tapper broke right there. Drill bit broke right here. and those are the other 2 holes, and all these are little me trying to get another one going. So I'm gonna do another hole here, here, and here, right next to those. Alrighty, we are making progress. That is the finished product, but these drill bits are working nicely. Yeah, and so I'm just drilling through and then kind of like moving it around a little bit, just create a little bit more room, and it's working. So hopefully we don't break any more self-tappers off. I've got to do that back one over there and then figure out where to do these side markers, and then we are good to go. Then we can do wiring, then it's floor time. So let's keep on going along. Look what decided to join me. These are our state lizard. I don't know exactly what they're called. It's a little baby one. Hey buddy. I need to name him. I don't know what I'm gonna name him. I'm gonna name him Toad. Ah! Don't, where are you going? Come here. He's gone. He didn't want to play. Alrighty, back to work. I'm doing the middle brake light, and the holes were a little bit smaller than the self-tappers that I got, so I just dug through our miscellaneous bolt and nut pile, and I found 2. So they just go through here like this. Got that, got the ratchet. I'll just tighten them down, and then that will be good to go. Then all what we got to do is the side markers right there. And on the other side. So almost done. Honestly, if you're gonna do this yourself, I don't know how many people actually will do the lights in their own tiny house, but ideally don't even do the whole welding it yourself, because that was a nightmare. And just buy a trailer that's wide enough and ready enough and spend the extra money on it. But if you're gonna do what I'm doing and put in your own lights, drill it out big enough just to stick a bolt through. Forget the self-tappers. And I think that'll be a little bit easier, because the self-tappers breaking off is kind of a pain in the butt. So now that I got that done, all the 4 corner lights are done. Now we got to do these. I think I'm going to stick them like this. I could go right here, but on the other side, this piece isn't here. So I think I'm just gonna stick it like that on both sides. I think that'll look pretty good. So I'll get to drilling that, and that should go nice and smooth. As you can see, there's a light there. There's a light there. I was looking for it for a second. There's a light there, and here, and here, and here, and the same on the other side. So now all what we have to do is wire them all together, and whoever did the wiring on this trailer last, they were a little bit weird about it, and it didn't hook up to my truck properly, so I'm gonna have to mess with the wiring harness for it and get it all situated together, and then we can test it all out, get everything going. We should be able to finish that today because I got plenty of daylight left, and it's storming tonight. But yeah, so that's all we got to do. So I'm gonna get to wiring, fixing it all up, and then we'll be good with lights. Then we can start on the floor. Quickly jump in here after this little clip. As I'm editing, I realized something. I didn't really explain much about how I did the wiring, and the whole point of making this is to inform others. So if you're going to do your own wiring, the way I tested this, and this doesn't have to be tiny house related, it can be any wiring. Basically, I took a car battery and I ran the positive end into that little thing that goes into the truck, and I attached one there, the positive end to one of those little doohickeys, and then the other to the trailer, which is just ground. And then what we did is we took a test light, which is just like a little probe, and then it's got a light on it and a ground, and we went and tested all the different wires to make sure which one goes to where. So we were able to decipher all the colors, because they switched up all the colors on the trailer and it was all weird. So we took that little test light and was able to decipher which one went where, and it all went good, and it was actually really nice and easy. So yeah, that's the quick explanation of it. If you want more, let me know and I'll explain it more. Alright, as you just saw, me and my dad knocked this out. It was actually much easier than I thought it was going to be. It's very simple. I don't know, I guess just having all the wires, not knowing what any of them do is a little bit overwhelming for me. But once you get down to it, it's really simple. So we just hooked everything up temporarily, just like this. But now everything works: brake lights, running lights, tail lights, turn signals, everything's going good. So now I just got to hook everything up permanently. I have to drill holes for this and run it in, and then we're good. I need to buy a new one of these. This hooks into your truck. I need to buy a new one of those because that one's just a piece of junk. And then what I also need to buy is one of these. So what this does is there's something that plugs in here and goes to your truck, and when that gets yanked out, it locks up the brakes. So if your trailer ever comes off of your truck, it locks up the brakes. Your tiny house doesn't go flying into a river or something. So I need to buy a new one of those. I really hope I can just buy the little connector for it and not the whole thing, because that's going to be a lot. And then that little truck connector thing should be good. So I'm going to wire all these up permanently, and then we are good to go, and I can start buying stuff for my floor and do all that jazz. Alright, I'm just going to show you up close what we did. What we had is a car battery over there, since we can't pull a truck in here. And then we figured out what wires did what. So this is the brake light, or the turn signal light, they're the same. And then this is just the running light, and then there's the ground. So what we did is just I temporarily put them there, and now I'm about to take these, and you put the wire in there and crimp them down, and then it's good to go. So yeah, I'm just gonna knock this out, and then I gotta figure out where to run those wires for the clearance lights. Alright, so this is what I've been doing. Just taking the wire that goes from here and the wire from the trailer, and you put the wires in this thing and crimp them together like this. So I've just been doing that to all of the lights, and we'll be good to go. Alright, I'm done wiring. Everything's nice and crimped up and good to go. Whenever I get a new end for this thing, I don't know if I'll record it. It's simple stuff. I'm just switching one out. Then I'll test all the lights and make sure everything's good, because once I put the floor in, it's going to be very, very hard to get to the wiring. I'm going to have to like take out the bottom of the floor and the insulation, and it will not be good. So I'm gonna make sure everything's 100%, then I'll start working on the floor. It'll be sheet metal, insulation, then the subfloor. I'll explain all that when I get to it, because it's a little bit different than what you've probably seen on other tiny houses. I'm gonna try something a little bit different. But that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to keep on following my build, subscribe, obviously. I don't need to ask you to do that. And if you have certain things that you want to see along the build, tell me and I'll show them. If you want me to go into detail about certain things or answer certain questions, then I will do that. Just let me know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. And I'll see y'all later.